Hello and welcome to this video, and today we are going to learn about sexual reproduction in flowering plants of 12th ISC biology. We know that there are two phases in a life cycle of angiosperms. One is sporophytic and the other is gametophytic phase. In sporophytic, we notice that plant produces flowers, and in gametophytic phase we see that they produce gametes. We know flowers are the most beautiful manifestation of biological diversity, and when we look at a typical flower we can see its various parts, its functions, and all other things that a flower has in a plant life. The importance of a flower in sporophytic phase and thus in sexual reproduction of flowering plants. We are going to study various topics in this chapter, starting from the various parts. When you look at this diagram of a flower, you see that there is a considerable variation in size, shape, color. The flower is considered a compressed shoot in which sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels are successive lateral organs. It is meant for sexual reproduction. And we see that the flower has accessory organs, which are sepals, which together form the calyx, and petals, which make up the corolla. We also know that the essential organs of the flower are stamens, which make up the androecium, and carpels, which together form the gynoecium. Some important technical terms in the description of flowers can be which defines how a flower will be. Like, for example, completeness of a flower, complete and incomplete flowers. A complete flower is the one which has the four whorls. Example, calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. And an incomplete flower is the one where one or more of the whorls are missing, and it is said to be incomplete. We know that a perfect and an imperfect flower is the one that is said to be bisexual, or it is known as perfect. An imperfect flower is unisexual, which has either androecium or gynoecium. A flower which has both androecium and gynoecium is said to be perfect, and a flower which does not have both, they have either the androecium or gynoecium, is known to be imperfect flowers. Based on the position of floral parts on the thalamus, they can be termed as hypogynous, perigynous, and epigynous. When we look at the symmetry of flowers, they can be actinomorphic, zygomorphic, and asymmetric. Actinomorphic is a flower which can be divided into two exact equal halves, whereas zygomorphic is a flower which can be divided into two similar halves. An asymmetric flower is which cannot be divided into similar halves by any vertical line passing through them. Now we see estivation. Estivation is the mode of arrangement of sepals or petals in a floral bud with respect to the outer membranes of the same whorl, and it is said to be estivation. They are of different types, like valvate, when the members of the whorl are in contact with each other; twisted, when the members of a whorl rolled up in such a way that one margin of a member covers a margin of next member; and imbricate. Estivation is 1, where whorl is exterior and 1 interior, and the rest 3 having 1 margin. And we have vexillary. Of the 5 petals, the posterior one is the largest and nearly covers the 2 lateral petals' wings, and it is known as vexillary. Now we look at next part, which is the calyx. It is the outermost whorl of the flower, and the members are called sepals. Then we have cohesion of sepals. It can be termed as polysepalous or gamosepalous. Polycephalous is when the sepals are free, and gamosepalous is when the sepals are fused. And corolla, it is composed of petals. They are usually brightly colored. Then cohesion of petals. They are also termed as polypetalous and gamopetalous. When the petals are free, termed as polypetalous. When the petals are united, it is termed as gamopetalous. Now, shape of the corolla or corolla shape. It also has various shapes like cruciform, caryophyllous, rosaceous, campanate, tubular, rotate, papilionaceous, bilbate, personate, ligulate, and auriculate. There are various terms. When you look at various shapes in corolla, you can see they can be hollow, they can be cylindrical, and they can be of tubular structure. Now, cohesion of stamens. In androecium, stamens may be free from one another, and they might have different degree of cohesion, and that can be termed as monodiphilous, didiphilous, polydiphilous, syngenous, and synandrous. All stamens which unite throughout their whorl length, which have different filaments united, and these all combine to form a cohesion of stamens. It is various structures in stamens. Now we see the locules in ovary. Ovary can be of different types. It can be unilocular, bilocular, trilocular, tetralocular, multilocular. And these locules are the arrangement of number of locules in ovary, and they can be termed according to that. And when they have 1 chamber, unilocular, 2 chambers, bilocular. When they have 3 chambers, they are trilocular, 4 tetraocular, and with many chambers they are known as multilocular. And these arrangement of ovules inside these chambers is known as the placentation. This is the arrangement of ovules within the ovary, and this placentation can be also of different types. For example, marginal, axial, parietal, precentral, basal, superficial, and these arrangements of ovules can be classified according to their structure in the arrangement. There are different types of ovules also, and they can be known as orthotropous, anatropous, campylotropous, amphitropous, and etc. It is just a basic video. The next video we're going to study about the structure and development of anther in male gametophyte and the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Thank you all. Have a nice day.